Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Stu, and this is Volcano Heights for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic, another scenario from Blaze's first scenario pack. This highly active volcano is apparently a good place for a theme park. Can you get 600 guests without advertising campaigns or landscape changing, and full stops, all before your imminent doom? Your objective, to have at least 600 guests in your park at the end of October, year 2 of a park rating of at least 600, so that's not a very high goal then. That looks kind of cool. I do like the way they've blended the orange water and the sand to make it look like lava, and obviously lava. Yeah, just lava. So it does say we can't do landscape changing. Okay, cool. So it's only a 2-year scenario. So why don't we just do a longer video? Da 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 da. Right. So let's see what we've got then. We've got a couple of transport rides. We've got gentle rides, coasters, thrill rides. Are they the wrong way round? I don't know. Aren't they normally the? I can't think. Um, some coasters, thrill rides, and shops. Wow. Okay, we got tons of stuff. It's only a 2-year scenario. We've got loads of other stuff. So why don't we just go all in on roller coasters? Maximum funding. 600 really isn't a lot. Okay, so what are we going to do then? We are charging for admission. Let's put that up to 40. They won't pay straight away, but you know what? As soon as we start putting down a few rides, then they will pay very, very quickly. Oh, we can do a nice little plaza style section here. Okay, so I've got a mental note of where I need to be. And you know what? I've already forgotten, because that's how my brain works, because I'm old. So let's delete that back. Let's have another peekaboo of what the thing is. Right, okay. So we'll go one. Oh, do you know, I'm annoying myself, so I'm probably annoying you. Why? Right. There you go. There you go. And once check again. Cool. There you go. Awesome. So we've got a little plaza just there using my 4x4 paving system. Have we opened it? We haven't opened it. Rookie mistakes, do rookie mistake. Let's crack this all the way up to £20. They won't buy any umbrellas initially. Well, why would you when it's dry? But as soon as it rains, they will start buying the umbrellas. 20 is the maximum. If they've got the cash, they will spend it. We'll put down a toilet just there, and then we'll put down, what have we got? We'll put down a little drink there. Candy floss there. Pizza there. That there. Whatever that is there. Another drink stall there. Okay, cool. Now we'll go in and change the prices. £2 for that. I haven't done any in-depth pricing. For something like this, I usually do £1 profit. Doesn't matter what your currency is. Dollars, euros, sticks. It's all basically the same. It's just like a little character that's different. You know, it's just like a hat. It's the same. It's like if I was wearing a different hat. I'm the same person, just I'm wearing a hat. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Charge €2, £2, $2, 2 sticks, whatever. Why is there no guests spawning? Is it because it's too expensive? It probably is. That's fine. Do you know what? I'm gonna use it. I am gonna use it. It's my design. going to use it. We'll put it there, like that. We'll branch off this way, like so. I'm going to change I'll do this first. And then we'll change that to there. Boom, there you go. First guest's coming in. I'm going to put a no entry sign just down there. Make sure that's opened. Yeah, we'll set that to that. Cool. Do you know what? This would be a good opportunity to do something cool with the hypercoaster. Do you know what? We won't do that just yet. Sorry. Because what do I always say? What do I always say? Put down some flat rides first. Get the guests coming in. Then build like the big expensive rides. Although, having said that, do a nice long path on this, because guests love it. And it'll get guests, assuming the park gets busy enough, it will get guests off the main path. Reduce overcrowding, etc., etc. Now I've got on in the settings, we do have an option to show display income from guests on view. So when that's set, and then they spend money, which no one is at the moment. Oh, there you go. This guy coming in, Alma. There you go. So it shows it. So I've turned that off simply because I find it looks better on the videos. And I could do that. Maybe orange. So the problem with, I tell you what we could do. We could do that orange and then that white. That looks better. Cool. I could do it so that I switch it off during the switch it on during the gameplay and then switch it off when I do like the outro at the end. But I'm never going to remember that. We'll do one of these. And then I'm going to notice when I'm editing, and then I'm going to have to think, oh no, I got to go back and do it. And then I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to do that. And then it's going to eat at me, and then eventually I am going to have to redo it. So why don't we just turn it off? We'll keep to the canvas, but we don't like that color. Let's change the color up. There you go. Just plunking them down doesn't really matter what we're putting down, because this is just the boring stuff, the bread and butter, the stuff that's going to get the guests coming in. What they really want, though, is the coasters, and we're going to start doing them real soon. And yeah, like I did start mentioning something, but then I stopped and then waffled on a bit. I'll show you something cool with the hypercoaster. The game is thinking, you put down a new ride 1 second ago. We're now going to give you a warning that you haven't built a path in that 1 second. That's pretty cool. We've got like 4 rides down already. So how about if we get the hypercoaster and then we put it 1, 2, 3. Is that going to be 4, 5, 6, 7? Is that going to be enough? There, down. Oh, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you've been watching my Route 66 playthrough that I started, where I'm building a lot of different rides in 6x6, then you'll probably appreciate that I've been playing about with extremely compact designs, and so this stemmed from one of those. Right, so with the hypercoaster, what you can do in the settings, you can change it to powered launch, like so. One thing you can do, and you can do this with other shuttles and things like that have got these different options, is when it's on this continuous circuit mode, if you change the number of circuits in that one and then do the powered launch, the number of circuits will carry over. So that's a tip for you if you're struggling with something on the Route 66 scenario, if you're struggling to get something in that. Oh, I think that was going to crash. We'll do that. Awesome. So, yeah, I stumbled across this design, and so I've got one in a 6x6. I've got one with a 6x6 sort of footprint, and yeah, it's really cool. Sometimes it does crash because they come out the back. Hyper Dino, which is pretty cool. Yeah, because it's a volcano, and when I went to Lanzarote, they've got these like mini little supermarkets called hyper dinos, and Lanzarote is surrounded by covered by volcanoes. So I can't make it look pretty because, well, I can try, but oh, what? Let's borrow some cash. That cool. Open that up. So the way this works then is that it only needs like 2 drops, and one of the drops needs to be a certain height, and it's only something like, I don't know, 29 feet, something like that. It's not, you don't need to know exactly, you just need to know roughly, and then you can do trial and error to get it. And honestly, that's more fun than knowing exactly. So it comes down, and then the momentum of the speed it gets when it comes down means it goes up higher. And then when it comes back down, ticks the boxes, great stats, much success. Cool. So since we've got plenty of time, why don't we see if we can just add, no, I don't like that. What about Bran? Nope. What about that bit? Nope. Doesn't like. Oh. It's deleted it. Okay, cool. Guests loving that. Since we don't, we could use this wall. Don't use this wall very often, and that's why. Yeah. See, that's the problem when you can't terraform, is that it's really difficult to get even the most basic scenery. plonk this down. Oh, rogue bit of support there. We'll do that, and we'll find where is my favorite fencing type piece there. We'll put that up. We want to get it level with that. We'll just do something quick, just so it looks passable, you know, so it doesn't look terrible. We've got these pieces. And then let's do like a wall piece somewhere. We'll do this piece. So I've been using these a lot with that playthrough, this Route 66 playthrough. And the reason why I've been using these basic blocks for it is so that you haven't got to worry about what scenery is unlocked if you download the tracks. I'm making the track files available for all the designs. So that way everyone can download them and use them, and then I'm going to worry, because if I did them with, say, the castle theming, and the castle theming wasn't unlocked on a scenario you want to put it down in, then you could put the ride down, you just wouldn't have most of the scenery available. We'll do that. We'll do that, and we'll do another one. This, I think, the same level from this angle. It's really, yes, deceptive. What is going on? Why don't you do longer videos, Stu? This is why I don't do longer videos. Do you know why? Because I annoy myself doing this. But you know, if you find it fun, great. Oh. And then how about, do you know what would look cool? If we take this piece again, there, and there, and then if we got the canvas again, and we did it there, and we did it there. Cool. Look at that coaster, you know? It, do you know, we can once again, do you know, it is annoying, we've got to scroll all the way this side. Do you know, not that Atari are ever going to update this game, but if they were, it would be cool as if they had like the first few spaces were just, or even not just the first few, just have another layer below these, showing the blocks that you use the most or the ones that you've used recently. At some point, I am going to install OpenRCT2 on my tablet. How's that? Cool. Right. So on a scenario where you're charging for rides, where you're charging for entrance, what you want to do is you want to build rides that are as cheap as possible, as cheap and cheerful as possible. I mean, look at this. This is literally a cheap ride. Look at it. But look at the stats. Let's toggle this so it retests. And then we'll take a look at it again. There's pointless spending 20,000 on a coaster because it's still going to attract the same amount of guests coming into your park. And what you're going to make the bulk of your money on is guests coming into the park. I mean, you're going to make some money off shop sales and photo sections and things like that, but the bulk of your money is going to be made from guests coming in. Cool. There you go. Colored fence. It's a simple spell, but very effective. Now look at that. Look at that. Looks cool, doesn't it? Let's put down some benches as well. So if guests are feeling a little queasy when they come off the ride, they can have a sit down, or they can just have a sit down anyway, and it gets them off the main path. Prevents, or doesn't prevent overcrowding, it reduces the chances of overcrowding. Everyone's happy. Cool. What else have we got? Stand up. Let's do a stand up, just because some people are probably going to be quite scared of stand up coasters, and there's absolutely no reason to be at all. So if we start there, and we'll go, are we going to go up? No, we're not going to go up, because then we got that annoying thing with the. Do you know what? We will go up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to go chain left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be enough. We'll drop down. Or if we do that, like that, boom. We can do a vertical loop. We can do another vertical loop. We have the technology. We can do a photo section. Okay, let's. I haven't really thought this through. We have to see how we're going to get back to. There you go. We'll connect that up to there. Cool. Let's put that there, and we'll color this that color. And then we'll change this to, how about that? White piping, always looks cool. If in doubt, just change it to a color and put white piping, and it looks awesome. So now what we need to do is we need to get this back. No, no. How's about that? Set it to one train. Shouldn't be going fast enough for it to really matter. Okay, so that barely made it. Why have I built it so close? I don't know. So it barely makes it around. Let's have a look at that. 4 miles per hour. There you go. What about, if only I knew some They've done some research on some volcanic type. There you go, Vulcan. Some volcanic type puns and stuff. Get rid of that. There, and what fences do we have? That colour. And then let's zoom out a second. Cool. And then what we'll do then, we'll get our little friend here. We'll paint them white. And this time we'll do them all in one hit. Like so. Get that. So you know what, we'll change the shade one lighter. Just so it's not so garish. Let's get some benches. We're definitely going to need some benches on this one. Let's have a look at the speed. There you go, 369 guests. We need 600. One mile per hour faster. There you go. Cool. I'm going to hire an extra handyman. All the guests that are going to inevitably puke. Look at their green faces. Oh, see that? Changed. No, it went back to green. He's getting up and he's moving away. That guy's probably farting. That's why he's like, oh, I feel better. Then he didn't. And then he got up and walked away. Yeah, cool. So why am I building so tightly packed? We've got a massive space available to us. How about we go there? So it's nicely on that. Cool. And we're built down here. We got 9,000. What can we build with 9,000? Twister. We got. Do you know what? Do you know what we could do? We could build. I was looking at I was thinking about a coaster I built a long time ago in a scenario pack far away. I think it was on one of the really awful expansion packs, the Time Twister or the other one. And it was a twister I built and it came out really well. So let's see if I can. And I looked at it and I knocked one up that was fairly similar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then what did we do? Did we drop down like so? Then did a launch track. Into a cutback. Don't worry, we're not going to do a cutback. Well, we are. Obviously, I've just done it, but it's going to be a lot better than that. Okay, so after that, then, I think we do that, then, or do we do another booster? I think we do another booster. Then chain left into a launched lift hill into a vertical loop down, and then I think we do the same thing again, launched lift hill, this time into a half loop, and down. No, why is that? We'll figure it out. Into a half loop down, boom, and then from there we do more launch tracks. Okay, right, now we should do some pathing. Do that, so we got a little what do you call it, head chopper. When we come back this way, disgusting state of the paths. Are they really that bad? Okay, so we'll turn off scenery, turn off rides, turn off people. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to pause it here and then save it, restart the video, and then carry on. Okay, so that's just in case I go over the file size limit. So can I go straight across? No, I can't. How are we doing this then? Yeah, I've completely forgotten how I did the other one. So this isn't really anything like that, but let's just do some scenery for nowsies. Nope. Cool. What color are we going to do this one? What about lime? We'll change the color of the tracks soon enough. I mean, doing all this where I haven't figured out where the rest of the track goes, it's a bold strategy. See how it pays off for me. That, and we'll get another wall down there. Cool. Is anything where it shouldn't be? I can't see anything glaringly obvious. Let's have a look. We like that, don't we? Yes. Let's get that up there. And there. And then we'll go there, there, and there. Put that. That should be about right. Scroll past it. We don't want you coming up this way. What's happened there? Wait. What? Huh. So from this angle, the fence is correct. From that angle, the roof is correct. Where? Okay, let's try that again. So we'll go there on the floor, bring it up there and there, spin it round. I think we've got the wrong one yet. Just there. Cool. Awesome. Right, let's change the color. And we're gonna go for, are we doing that? Or we're gonna try and match up the roof? There and there. Cool, cool, cool. Right, so what are we doing? 508 guests. Boom. So this comes out. Let's go all the way back. And then up there, and then have we got enough? Okay, so I am going to change this slightly. Cool. Should have done that in the beginning, would have saved everyone's time. Having said that, the video would still be the same length. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to change direction. We'll go up first, change direction. Then we'll do a quarter loop. And then back down. Change direction this way. Down there. Cool. So now you can go back to the start. By bringing it back round, etc. But do you know what we could do? We'll leave some gaps there for some breaks that we might need. Could do another loop here. Right, let's work out how we're getting back to the... Okay, so there, you can do a block break. And then... Oh! There. Another... I did... Remember when I said what you want to do is you want to do coasters that are small and cheap and cheerful? I mean, when I say that, what I mean is like, if you're like a complete beginner, that's what you want to do. And then we should be able to do a brake run now. So we'll do... Forgot what it was. Okay, so we'll start a little bit higher, just in case. So we'll set it to 2 trains. Let's bung it on test. Comes down, boost into the cutback, boost through the loop, boost, cobra roll. We don't want it going too fast because the cobra rolls have got corkscrew elements. Yeah, it's going way too fast. So we need... That's fine. It made it around. That's great. Now we can tinker. So let's have a look at train 2. I mean, that's perfect. That speed there, that's perfect. So this one here, we probably don't need another booster. And then drops down, and it's going 64 at that point. We want some trim brakes there. Okay, cool. What were the... We didn't see the stats. Don't worry about the stats. So we can get rid of that, and also that. So that's 2 boosters we've gotten rid of. You watch now, it won't be fast enough. And then when it comes down here, we want a little trim brake. There, and then maybe one there. Okay, so I'm watching out of the corner of my eye. The old peripherals. There you go. Look at that. It's much better. Might still be going a little fast. Yeah, I think the booster section is a little bit fast. This is the bit I want to see. This is the bit. Okay, so it's going 63 there. 67. Okay, so hang on. How fast is it going up over the top? Yeah, too fast. Okay, so what we can do is we can get rid of 2. I think that should be better. Now I know I've got this booster set to 67, but it's never going to hit that. There's not enough of them in a row for it to hit that. There you go. That's not bad. I mean, yeah, it could probably do with some more fine tuning, some more tinkering. But I mean, that's not bad. There you go. The umbrellas. Look at them all. What we should do, change the color of the umbrellas as well. Put one down here. Set that to green. Put another toilet, like putting toilets next to my kiosks. That way you've got a nice spread of them around the place. Changing the color of them is cool. It just looks nicer. See, look at that. They look nicer having different colors. I mean, there's only 2 colors there. Down here where you got the 3. That looks so much nicer. And look at that. Oh, look at that. What should we call this? Something volcanic. How about eruption? Hey, hey. Also the name of a Van Halen song, I believe. Not the world's biggest Van Halen fan, but they're alright. They're alright. I was more of a David Lee Roth kind of guy. Anyway, that's a pretty cool coaster. Um, 560 guests. So we've almost beat the goal inside year 1. Wow, that is a lot of sick. Why are you there? There you go. Right. Coolio. So what's the length on this? Yeah, 2,300. So having that, as I said, you can go back to the station after the top hat, but having this extra loop around brings it over the 2,000 feet, which means it's eligible then for as a coaster for on harder guest generation scenarios. Which, do you know, I wouldn't be surprised if this has that, but it's a bit weird because it's never going to come into effect if we're only looking for 600. I say never. It's not going to affect us hitting the goal because the goal is so low. But I wouldn't be shocked if that was the thing on this scenario. Cool. Balloons. Why do we not have any balloons? Are you telling me about guests complaining about litter again? Where are they complaining? Let's have a look again. Hide people, hide rides, hide scenery. I mean, is that really that bad? I mean, it's pretty bad, isn't it? There you go. See, look, the way I did the 4x4 pathing, the way I've set it up. See, look how nice that looks. Look how easy that is. Every ride fits in. Boom. How about we... Yeah, so this ride isn't exactly the same as that ride I built in that scenario, but it's not far off. It's pretty close. So obviously the way it works, it drops down. It's got a little bit of speed booster into the cutback. The weird thing about this game is that corkscrews, and a cutback is basically a corkscrew that just leaves the opposite direction, or the same direction it comes in. They actually increase the speed of the train. It's just one of those weird little things about the game. And then another booster and a booster track just to get the speed up. Guests are loving it. 8.09. Probably should get another handyman. Okay, cool. So we've done the goal. What else are we going to do then? Let's see. Hyper Twister. These are easy to build. Oh, don't look at that. That's something I've been working on for the 6x6 and that design. What's happened there? Okay. The rotate doesn't work. Yeah, that design will basically work on most coasters. But that's kind of like a cop out. How about no, we will go around it that way. Down here then, what we'll do, we'll get another kiosk. We'll change this to the darker red. We'll put a bog down there. How about, nope, doesn't like that. Didn't say the magic word. Right, that's done, that's done, that's done. You know what we can do? We can change the color of this again. Because all the guests that have already bought an umbrella in the previous color will still have that colored umbrella. But now the new guests who are buying umbrellas are buying it in the new color. See, look, so now we've got more colors. It looks so much cooler. And that's the reason they're so cramped together. That's my fault for building it so tightly packed. How's this coaster doing? Look at that. They're loving it. They're all in the queue line. Great. It wouldn't take much effort to get this onto 3 trains. But you know, it doesn't need 3 trains on a park. Do you know, most coasters in the game don't need any more than 2 trains. For a standard coaster, 2 is normally fine. Okay, so October year 1. What shall we build? Hyper Twister, they're pretty easy. Oh yeah, I did look at that, didn't I, before getting distracted. We could do something like... I think we only... Yeah, 5 is fine. Like that. How about we do it this way? Cool. Right. And now this one, that can be that color. And we'll do the jungle. And we'll do you know what? Why don't we be a little crazy? See what else they got. Don't like them. Why not? Let's not. Because I don't like them. We're gonna go, how about that? For the corner pieces. It's pretty cool. Do you know what? Because this is like that, we can use these pieces. Because then we get more scenery. in one little spot. We'll do that. We'll do that. And then how about, no, we won't do it yet. We'll go. So one thing I picked up whilst I was doing the Route 66, all those coasters, is that with the blocks, so you've got these colorable blocks here. Then you've got the standard ones, which are non-colorable. Then you've got these ones here, which are also colorable, which have a slightly more options. And these, so if I put one down there, now, you know, I've only been playing this game like 20 odd years. You see, like, the two brown ones, see, they're different. They're like one's sort of shiny, like, is it like a matte or gloss or something? I don't know the technical terms. See how they're different? How that affects you, I don't know. I just thought I should point it out. People said they wanted to watch the longer videos so they can understand my building process. Yeah. How's that working out for you? That. And then what we're going to do, where is it? Do you know, well, this corrugated piece is probably like on my top 5. Top 5 pieces. And then how about we do, why not? Why not? Let's try it. Do you know what? Best thing about doing the scenery is just try it, and you know, just see if it doesn't look, it doesn't have to look fantastic, it just has to not look terrible. What is that thing that Jake the dog says, that like sucking at something is like the first step of being good at something? Is that what he says? Something like that? Speaking of which, I need to go back and watch Adventure Time. I have to watch, because I've kind of seen most of them, apart from, oh, look at all that sick, apart from like the last probably few seasons, because by that point kids didn't care about normal telly, and they certainly didn't watch those shows before school. So so I need to go back and watch them, because the new Fiona and Cake show looks amazing. We'll do a block break there. We'll do a okay, so that gives me something to aim for, and a sort of not just a place to aim for, but a sort of a speed to aim for as well. Okay, so we can't drop down. It means we're going to have to go up. 50. 50 is fine. 50 is I got nothing, no plan. I'm just building and seeing what happens. That's not going to work. What if we do that? And then can we get it? Can we do a helix down? Can we get back to there? Okay. It flows all right. And the hardest part is thinking of a name. Wow, what's going on there? Oh, I hit pause. I was like, why is it stopped there? It's because I put it on pause. I hit it with like the palm, like the bit, like if you look at the palm, the bit between like where the wrist touches in line with your, like your little finger, that bit just brushed against it. Look at them stats. It's amazing. See the biggest probably mistake that people make when building coasters is they just go too high. Height marker on tracks. Look, I've only gone up 50 feet. And that way then, you're not, because the higher you go, the more potential, you know this from school, don't you? Your potential energy. The higher up you go, the more potential energy it's got, so that which will translate into speed. And you don't need it going too fast. So yeah, that's cool. We can open that up. We need to give it some sort of a name. How about seismic? It's coaster number 4. Guests are loving it. Got 4,000 left. Guests are coming in. could build like a train that goes up to see the lava. So I'll do a little step there. That way then, by the time it gets to this point, it's going to be going pretty quick. And then it's just not going to lose so much speed. And then when we get to here, I'll do another little step just there. Too high for supports. Well, fine. Do you know what? Maybe I didn't want to do that anyway. We'll just do it so it's like, huh, look at this. That's the lava. Do you know what? We don't need that many trains. We'll do 3 trains, and we'll do that, and we'll do leave if another train hit. Right, we'll set it to that. So we'll do the we're gonna call it Lava Loco. Yeah, go open that up. Because I don't really care what the excitement's like on it. We're gonna open that up. I know you've got these ones. I just don't like the look. I mean, look at that. What even is that? Compare that to that. I mean, there's only one winner. Sometimes I would do the inside, but do you know what? You're never going to see it. So, oftentimes, and there you go, I've used an oftentimes, I will do it simply because I know it's there, or in this case, not there. What I'm going to do with this one now. So rather than doing it like that, so it's flush, see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it up one. Get rid of that one underneath, and then I'm going to use something like, how about that? Just to tie it all together, and for no reason whatsoever, we're going to give it that color scheme. Of course, we can't have them all the same color. They can't all be. Not going to say the name. And then train 3 can be. Was train 3? No, train 2 was green. Train 5 was red. Train 3 was probably blue. I don't know. I can't remember. Not that I'm copying anything. There you go. See, oh, you come up here and you're like, oh, look, lava. All that does is just gets guests off the queue, off the path, into the queue and onto the train. etc. There you go, cool. So this now, it should, hide it. It should wait until either it's full or another train arrives, in which case they finish getting on, the guests who are getting on were really slow, then it leaves, in which case it was full. We'll get a pop an umbrella down by there. Umbrella? No, balloon stall down by there. I thought I put that down. No. Cool. It would be cool if there was a way you could like slow it down. I mean, you can do it by adding a hill, but yeah, it'd be cool if you could have like a where it stops, waits for a certain number of seconds, and then carries on going. 852 seconds, 852 guests, because I'm thinking of time. So yeah, I'm going to do that thing with the video again. I'll see you in a second. Okay, cool. It's a weird scenario, because it's not like a beginner scenario, it's like an intermediate scenario, but the goal is clearly a beginner goal. But the length of the goal, the length of the scenario isn't long enough where it's worth building a lot. It's like why spend too much time building loads when you're only going to be playing it for like, I don't know, hour and a half. Spiral coaster, we can put one of them down because they're sort of easy to build and pretty cool. We'll carry on building this down here. Spiral. Okay, so now a spiral coaster is one of the coasters that so far I've been unable to get to fit in a 6x6 area. So for that Route 66 playthrough, so the way I'm going to do it then is I think I'll release those videos during the week, and then on the weekend I'll save that for one of these videos. Like, I don't know, maybe it'll be a longer playthrough or like a shorter video or something, but it probably won't be one of the Route 66 ones. I'll save that for midweek. Because with those, where is that roof? Because those are only a couple of minutes long, and it's basically just like a little showcase of the design. And there's a link in the description to RCTC Go where you can download. Do you know, for this one, what we might do is we might do something a little funkier. What color are we gonna do? We could do purple. That's cool. But we'll delete that and we'll delete that. I don't like that. I don't like it. We'll go back and we'll find that, and that. No, I said that. There you go. Okay, and then for this, we can do something like that, and then where have I got it? There. That looks pretty. Is that one in the middle look weird? Because it was a double one. That looks pretty cool. So yeah, the first few on the Route 66, I mean, they're alright. But I will be completely honest with you, they get so much better. There are some on there where, I mean, they're amazing, and I mean, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Some of them are rubbish, but some of them are brilliant, and I'm amazed by how well they came out. Nice brake run there. We're going to go into, how about, no, we can't do it like that. We can do it. So we'll do it. Not enough cash. Let's borrow again. We'll do that. We'll do a block break. Once again, thank you to whoever it was that I got that little tip from. It was someone on the Tenacious Tenements competition playthrough. So we do that, and then we'll do. We'll do that. Now this coaster carries speed so well. And it costs a lot, obviously, to build. Once again, not taking my own advice about building cheap and cheerful coasters. There. Is that right? No, I've gone too far. Boom. There you go. Does this have a photo section? It does. Okay, but we don't want it there. It's a dumb place to put it. We want it. Do you know what? We will put it there because it just seems to. Because I didn't think of. I didn't want another place. Okay, so we've got 2 trains. That's cool. We're going to color it in purple, white piping, and then how about that? Cool. That looks cool. Yeah, so expect more videos kind of like this on the weekends, and then the Route 66 showcase videos midweek. And as I said, some of the early ones are a bit, they're all right, but some of the later ones are amazing. And you can hold me to that. If there's not at least one of them that doesn't make you think, oh wow, I never thought you'd be able to do something that looks that good, then you tell me. You say you were wrong, these all suck. But if I'm right, then you've got a comment saying you were right, this looks amazing. And I'm not going to tell you which one. And the stats, oh look at that. What can we call it? I'm scraping the barrel now. We're going to call it the hotness. I'm sure that was the name of a character. There was this like superhero sitcom on telly like years and years and years ago. I'm sure, I say years and years ago, it's like 15 years ago maybe. And the guy who played, I'm sure his like superhero name was like the Hotness. And that guy, he was the guy who played like the regional manager in the UK original version of The Office, the sort of the UK's version of Jan. No, no, because they were like a different branch manager. I don't know, I can't remember. It's been a long time. Cool. And you know what? Why not? You kind of have to do it with these there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Delete that weird bit. Huh, that's weird. Let's have a look. So we can do that and then, huh. That's bizarre. Can we do it with other pieces? We've just broken the laws of physics. That's bizarre. Okay, let's give it a little roof as well. We'll do that type roof. Cool. And then what we'll do, watch that. This is how we do this. You're going to be like, I don't know how to do it. It's too difficult. It's not difficult. Let me show you how to do it. Do that. Do that. Do that. And then, oh, I've done it wrong. Okay, pretend I didn't do that. You're going to go, it's too difficult. And I'm going to go, it's not. What you're going to do is you're going to do that, then that, then that. Then you're going to do the bits in between. Then you're going to spin it around like a record. And you're going to do that. Look at that. See? It's not difficult. Nothing to be scared of. Adds a bit more excitement. We're going to set it to full load and we're going to drop it down to 30 seconds maximum waiting time. So what this will do then is the train in the station will wait for it to be full before leaving, or it'll go after 30 seconds, whichever one of those comes first. If it fills up before that, it might go before that, in which case you can use the minimum waiting time to make it wait longer. Let's pay some of this loan back. Cool. Have I got the, or have I got the chain lift on? No, there's no, you can't set the chain lift speed on this. Okay, we'll set that down to that. What's this on? That's on 10. What's that on? 10. 10. 10. 10. Not that we really care about these. That looks weird. That looks bizarre at the back. Oh, that's where that other... I knew I wasn't going crazy. I knew I placed it. It was by there. That's fine. We'll just leave the second one there. Or the first one. Whichever way you want to look at it. This park doesn't look great. But we've passed the goal. That's the main thing. What else should we build? We haven't got that much money. We could... I can't. I was going to say we could build some mazes to sort of thin the crowd, but we can't do that because we can't terraform. I mean, we can build them, we just can't terraform. And there's no cliffs to build into, unless we did it right up. We could do it right up there. That would be the most tedious thing. We would get a lot of money though. I'm thinking about it. I am thinking. Oh, we haven't even got a maze, so I'm not thinking that hard about it then. Obviously, have we got time for another call? We kind of do, but we haven't got the cash. Am I able to give you a sneak peek? Am I able to give you a sneak peek? No, I'm not. No, it's not working. Oh well. What's Plague Doctor? I don't know. So yeah, that one looks cool, but I was going to give you a sneak peek then, but oh well. Are there any other sneak peeks I can give you? Possibly of the limb. It's not working again. That's a really good one, actually. Yeah. Oh well. I tried to give you a sneak peek, but the game just said nope. Right, we're into August. Why don't we fast forward a bit then? Because I haven't got enough time really to build another one. I probably do, but we're just running out of cash. Let's get some more handy persons down, just so the outro and the thumbnail look a bit better. What should we look at in the thumbnail? It's got to be that, doesn't it? Although it kind of looks weird. What angle? That angle? And we can't even colour the ground. Denied. Oh, but yeah, that kind of looks cool. That's the shot. That's the money shot there. Anyway, we're worth fast forwarding. At some point, I am going to start playing the scenarios again in order. What have I said? There's like 90 of them. Starting with the old Forest Frontiers. Maybe I should put Open RCT2 on my tablet before then. Maybe. I say I'm going to fast forward. I'm lying to you. I say I'm going to fast forward. I'm not actually, because I am fast forwarding and then I'm stopping. Go get some extra rain. Do you know what? When it is lightning, maybe the ride should stop. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. Yeah, so around about now is when I would normally save, and then that would be where I'm planning on coming back in and telling you about what we've done and then about to pass the scenario. But you've seen what we've done, unless you skipped. But that's fine. That's fine. I mean, you've missed so many massive plot points. I don't know how you're gonna catch up. So yeah, when we came in, we had a look at what we had. We had a quick peekaboo in this section. We set our research to roller coasters, and it's still researching roller coasters. We set the entrance fee to 40, which it still is on. It might be worthwhile checking. What, £83? Do you know what? We've been so cheap. We've been so cheap. Let's crank this up. Although we have paid back the loan, but still. And then what we did after the £40, we know that guests aren't going to pay that initially, but if we build some rides really quickly, like we did, these flat rides just down here, we're able to justify that price. Did a little plaza section here in line with my 4x4 grid method, and then I built this little hypercoaster just down here. It works because on the hypercoaster you can set it to powered launch, because it's basically a corkscrew, but with longer trains and worse track pieces. None of the like fun track pieces. So yeah, good stats on that. Nice cheap and cheerful design. Similar again for the stand-up coaster, because I was telling you that what you want to do for scenarios where you're charging for admission is you want to build cheap and cheerful. And then after that, then I completely forgot about the cheap and cheerful, and I tried to build a coaster that I built in one of the expansion parks. I think it was like, was it like rock and roll, like flower power or something like that? The one where you've got like the really nasty flying saucer ride, but with like the flower one. And this almost looks like it, but you know, it works really well. It's a great coaster. And what do we call it? We called it Eruption. Is it 2 hours in Eruption? I don't know. I honestly can't think. And do you know what? It's 28th of November. It's 28th of October. I'm going to Google that. I am going to Google it. Let's see if I can do it before. I am such an idiot. Dumb. Done. Dumb, whatever. Okay, and it's Halloween. Cool. Let's go back to here so we can see them clap, clap, clap. Boom. And we done it. Stew. Awesome sauce. Cool. Yeah. Have you got anything better you can suggest rather than me saying awesome sauce? 2 random words, perhaps? You know, donkey trousers? Yeah, that might work. Suggest them in the comments. Oh, look at that. Look at it. Look at it. I completely missed what. That's the second thing you guys haven't told me. You didn't tell me that I spelled it wrong, and you didn't tell me that I left the path off that section there. Cool. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a bit of a longer one, wasn't it? So, hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe and comment and all that stuff that no one likes doing on YouTube, but people ask you, and the reason they ask you is because it really does help the channel and makes it more visible and all that kind of algorithm nonsense. And you do that, and then I'll make more, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!
Wow.